Stay connected. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.
All right. Next old business item we have, which is Juneteenth Day. So the board's job was to listen to the community and see what they had to say about this. I'll throw out there what the idea that I came up with, or Pat and I came up with talking about it, which was, and I'm not sure which, and Tanya will have to tell me, we made, I don't know if it was President's Day or Columbus Day.
Columbus Day.
Columbus Day, a sort of a floating holiday that people could take either on Columbus Day or they could take it the day after Thanksgiving. And I think what my proposal would be is to make Juneteenth a day that they could take, so they can use that floating holiday on Columbus Day, on Juneteenth, or the day after Thanksgiving, whichever they want to do. And that way there's no additional cost to the village, but it does give the employees the flexibility to celebrate it, and also, increases our recognition of Juneteenth as a holiday, which I think is important.
And the village can do some kind of special activity that day anyhow.
Right.
I like it. I think that's a great solution.
I know we had it in the paper. We had it in the paper for the Homer News. Did anybody get any other feedback on this?
I only got some negative stuff, which I won't share.
So, Kevin, Tim, how's that sound as a compromise?
I was all for it to start.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kevin, thoughts?
I don't know. I think it's a good way to cover up everything and make it happy to please everyone. I'm not really sure I'm in favor of it, but I think, and I talked to Pat extensively on this, but it's the best way it's the best solution to make everybody happy and not cause a ruckus.
Right.
I still think there's a lot of education that needs to go out on this. Talking with Martin, talking with a whole lot of different people from a whole lot of different backgrounds. I think this is an opportunity to have the discussion and to move the discussion forward, especially when talking about the history of this. So I kind of like this idea of providing the opportunity, and it doesn't financially burden anybody on that.
Right, because I think Ed brought up the figure, it was like $11,000 if we gave him another paid holiday.
Right.
And then this cancels that out. But, a lot of people that I talked to didn't even know it existed or what it was about. So I guess
You have to read your Civil War history to know about it. I knew about it, but it's mostly a Southern activity. It just got into New York because of all the crap that's going on around the country lately. I mean, which is terrible. So it's been around, but it's never been up north.
as long as this doesn't cost the village any money, I'm okay with that proposal.
Yeah. Well, and I think, people are kind of now recognizing and understanding more and more that Columbus Day is he's not really a person to be celebrating. Although there's controversy there too, of course, but it doesn't seem like he was that great of a person. And so it allows us to take that, holiday, which does have a lot of negative connotations in a lot of people's minds, and use it on one that is more positive. So.
Well, none of those old explorers were very nice people. They were pretty rugged.
Does that include you?
Yeah, it probably would have been if I lived then. My father knew about it.
Yeah.
So, any other thoughts, comments, questions, concerns?
I had a question in terms of education. I know in the last meeting you guys discussed ways to make sure that education goes hand in hand with celebrating the holiday. Has there been any other conversation about how that education might come through?
Not yet. I mean, clearly we'll lean on our village historian, Martin Sweeney, because he did a fantastic job in our last meeting and giving us a historical perspective on the holiday. And so, and he has written an article on it for the Homer News. So I'm sure he'll continue to work on that. But we haven't really had a chance, to discuss what the educational component will be. But we'll probably do a happening in Homer about it, and maybe another thing in the Homer News, just talking about what the holiday is and why it's important that the village recognize it.
Okay, and in terms of, I know you also discussed finances, now that it's a floating holiday, would it still be considered a paid holiday, or would it just be optional, or are employees required to take it?
No, they have the one day that they can use for either Columbus Day, Juneteenth, or the day after Thanksgiving. So it's whatever they choose to use it on.
Okay, so it would be one day to represent those 3 days?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
Any other thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? Very good. Okay.
Do we need a motion to,
I think we probably do, yep.
I'll make that motion then. To make Juneteenth a floating holiday for the village employees.
Very good. All right, Ed seconds. All in favor?
I abstain.
Kevin abstains. Okay.
Stay connected. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.